recording. Hi,
Hey,
Miche.
Chow. Hi. It's good to see you.
Yeah, and thanks for volunteering to kind of interview me for this video session. Really appreciative of that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to hearing all about this focus group. I love focus groups. I volunteer anytime somebody asks for participants. So I'm excited to hear about this. Where was this again?
So it was like because I wear these, oh, I should put these on. I wear these Meta Ray sunglasses, and I was one of the early adopters for it. So because of that, they put me on this early release user study group and invited me. And some people think it's a waste of time, but I really enjoy it since I really enjoy these glasses. So, uh,
Oh, a
so.
waste of time, like to participate?
Yeah, I guess some people, well, maybe they're like anti-Facebook, so they don't want to help improve Facebook, or they think, oh, that's the waste of my precious time. What have I to learn, or what do I want to share? But instead, I have the mindset that it's a good way to exercise my design muscles and my product design muscles to say, hey, how can I improve this product if I were in the shoes of Meta or Facebook? And then also I get to see their multi-million dollar budget about how they do user studies, and I get to learn that. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh, yeah, that would be fascinating because I've mostly been in startups, so with very little budget. So what was it like? Like how many people were there on the team and
Um, I did not know how many people. They said there were a panel of people listening and eavesdropping into it that may prompt the main coordinator to ask. So it was a bit James Bond-esque to me, I think.
oh
Uh, and then before even going for the user study, they asked basically like a 5-minute user study to say, hey, did you have trouble doing this? What was your experience there? And then they use that to kind of personalize and dive into different questions there. So that was an interesting experience to know that you have to do prep and then individualize the experience before going into the study. I thought that was pretty well done.
oh, interesting. So I imagine it feels a lot more professional. And then for you, like how do you feel about the glasses? Like what are your initial thoughts? I'm not a super early adopter because I just don't have the patience.
I really like them. So, but my use case may be slightly different from what they advertise, at least. So they were saying, basically, I use them as like Bluetooth speakers that I can just go biking in them, and then I wear them, and I'm still aware of the surroundings, but yet I'm listening to my podcast or my music, and that is, yeah, that's something, and the sound is so good. I can also be on a phone. They have like 5 microphones on just one little glasses here. And so the sound is really clear. Uh,
Oh my goodness. And what are they intending to use it for? And did you hear of any other use cases that were interesting to you?
Yeah, so the thing they really wanted to test was this part where it was I guess the smart glasses part. So it can also take pictures, which you would expect from Instagram, company that makes Instagram. And then, but you can also put on the glasses and then say like, hey Meta, is it going to rain today or something like that? And it'll respond talking like a little agent talking in your ear and say, oh, it's going to be sunny today. Or, oh, yeah, carry an umbrella, it's going to rain or something like that. So that's pretty cool. And then the final feature they really wanted to test was that they have a camera, so you can say, hey, Meta, look and identify this plant, or look and tell me whether I can park here when I look at a parking sign, kind of restrictions thing or something like that. So
Oh
that's
my gosh, that would be so handy because sometimes in downtown Vancouver, there's like six different signs and I don't know. Yeah.
I know exactly. So I actually tested that, and that was part of the feedback session. And Unfortunately, they didn't do so well in it, but that was part of the feedback, I think.
It even stumps
Uh,
the technology.
yeah.
I'm just curious. So you said that you hear it. Do you have to put an earpiece in your ear?
No, so basically the glasses here, they've like two little slivers and they kind of, I think through bone conduction or something like that, they just speak into the ears directly, even though you put it over the ears.
Oh,
And if you put it at mid volume, basically someone next to you doesn't hear anything.
oh, okay. And then to adjust the volume, do you just talk to it?
You can, and also you can like swipe left and right. So that's
Oh,
pretty cool. And you have a long press to kind of play Spotify directly with your favorite playlist or something like that.
oh,
So I
so
really
cool.
like that feature. I do that all the time. Yeah. Huh.
And then you mentioned, I thought you mentioned they were sunglasses. So it looks more like prescription glasses.
Yeah, so I actually like them so much. I bought one that was like a pure sunglasses, and then I found them using it indoors also. So I switched it and got transition lenses. So these kind of turn dark outdoors on a
Oh,
sunny day. Yeah. So
oh,
uh,
nice. So tell me more about this focus group. Were there any surprises from being there, or what did you like the most or find the most interesting?
yeah, it gave me this chance to like, I think one of the things I really try to do a lot was like try to have user empathy in my product design. And I was now trying to be like the having the empathy on the product designer side. And I think it's a weird balance. You have to know like how the product works and how product designers think, but also have the user empathy. And this balance is what I'm trying to strive for when I do product design. So I was kind of extra sensitive to that when I was talking to them. And one little thing that occurred to me, I think, was like, how do you they were trying to say, hey, we've got this really cool feature. You can ask the glasses, hey, Meta, ask a question, or look at this and this. But how do you turn it into a habit? Uh, and I thought that was a really interesting question because every time you come up with some new tech, it's so cool. But how do you make it turn it into a habit? And uh, that kind of led me to so many different questions there.
So then, like keeping it top of mind. So you might wear them and not even remember that they can do all these really cool things.
Yeah, that's the funny thing because I'm used to it as a Bluetooth speaker. So I play my podcasts, I listen to music. Once in a while, I may take a picture, but I hardly ever do. I think the coolest or the most high-tech feature that they have, which is to say, "Hey Meta, what is this building? Tell me when it was built," or something like that. Or it just never occurs to me. So how and then they were probably scratching their heads that we have this such cool technology, but how do we make people use it more?
Yeah.
And uh,
And so
yeah,
it's
so
like,
I thought that was a really interesting kind of product problem of that. Yeah, it was a good problem to have, but yet they had to try to solve it. Uh,
yeah. So how do you get people to think out loud? So then maybe in the future, it like can tap into your thoughts or something. And then if
yeah,
you're
or
wondering something,
yeah, or at least make it like it's ingrained, like maybe it takes a while, but I'm getting more used to like talking to Alexa during meal time. So every time we have a question mark about what's the GDP of Denmark or something like that, okay, I may ask the Alexa about it. Uh, so yeah, how do you turn it into a habit? And it was only during the focus group that it occurred to me, hey, Meta or Facebook is this company, it's the social network, right? And they're all about sharing and they're doing things online. So maybe one way of turning things into a habit is by showing that other people are doing it and doing these impressive things. And then when you see that your friends are doing it, then there's almost like a mimetic desire to say, hey, I want to do it too. So I will remember to do it. And then that makes it much more ingrained in your mind that you want to do it. So then it occurred to me, hey, the sunglasses is so hard to, it's so hard to show this feature to your friend because you're talking to the glasses, no one is videoing you, the voice goes into your ear directly. Yeah, there's no way to record that voice. So that whole experience is so personal and isolated. It's so hard to share, and yet Meta is the sharing company. So that
Yeah.
I thought that was yeah, that was an interesting insight. Uh,
Yeah, that is interesting because you would think, it being the core of their funding and everything, that the first thought they would have is, how do we create it so it's really easy to share these experiences? And so is it that the idea of it is that you don't need to carry your phone around? Is that right? And so then if you had your phone, you could share yourself, or describe more like what it would
oh,
mean to you to
yeah, you
share.
still have to sh carry your phone. That's maybe part of the limitations right now. So it's just a Bluetooth connection, and then the phone does some of the magic. So I think the from what I understand, the glasses just relays the message to the phone. The phone then does relays it to Meta servers to ask it and then gets a reply. But the phone does a lot of the heavy lifting, I guess.
So then what would be an example of right now what you could do to share an experience, and then what you think would be something that Facebook or Meta could have designed in this that they didn't design in order to make it easier to share?
Yeah, it's when it works really well, it's so cool, right? When you like, for example, I'm just wearing my glasses, I look at a plant and I say, hey, Meta, look and identify this plant, and then it comes back with the biological genus, and it tells me it's a native plant or how to take care of it. And if I can just record that whole experience and share it on Instagram or Facebook, that's kind of cool. And it's almost like a implicit ad on the glasses because you did it all there, right? So, but it's an implicit ad, which makes it all the more powerful because yeah, people are not focused on the glasses, but they know it's done through the glasses. And I think that's kind of the most powerful way to spread a product. Uh, and
Yeah.
yeah, that happens to be where I'm most interested in product design because I, everyone knows that, yeah, you have to design a product that people want to use. So that's kind of like table stakes now. But then the second most hardest problem is, how do you get distribution for a product? How do people know about it and then clamor to want to use your product? But where I've had success is when the product itself advertises itself, I think. And the two, not just that the product is useful, but when you use the product, you are also advertising that the product is cool. And that those small little designs that do that is where I'm really interested. And so in this case, I saw the Meta glasses and say, hey, this is such a cool glasses. But if you can show how it is shared to other people, and when you share it, people know you're using the glasses and help spread the word that you're using the glasses. That is such a cool kind of viral channel, intrinsic viral channel. So I thought that was, yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So then with this focus group, did you um so the people who were participating as users, did you get some like FaceTime to share your ideas, or was it more like you were part of a group in the background and you were chatting? Was this like an online experience?
Yeah, it was online and it was just a one-on-one experience. So it
Oh,
wasn't really a
one-on-one.
user
Okay.
panel. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's
Huh.
So then you that would be, oh man, I think a lot of people would be interested to be able to tell Meta, one on one. And so how did you get this opportunity? Did they just like how did they know that you were an early adopter?
So I was one of the first to sign up for the, I think, look and see feature. I think I was willing to say, I want to do early access. I'm willing to tolerate all your bugs and things like that. And then I think I used it a little bit, probably maybe, even though I didn't use it as often as I would like to, but I probably used it more than most and had, so maybe they probably track every usage at least early.
Oh,
So maybe
okay.
that's my guess that that triggered it. Uh,
It- And so I'm just interested in you as an early adopter and your thinking, because I know when I try something new, I have like more patience than some people with technology, but there comes a point where I just get frustrated and then I just can't. I don't have the patience. But for you as an early adopter, like what is your thought process and how do you approach like testing these glasses in the beginning? Do you remember one of the early kind of hurdles where you got stuck and how you navigated forward through that?
yeah, actually, that's another thing that happened in the user group. I'm glad you asked that question because I was a bit stuck with using this feature and it because it only worked sometimes and it didn't work at other times. And it was only actually at in the user in this study one-on-one thing that we did that I learned that the prompt had to be exactly specific and you had to start it with look and blah 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 or something like that. And then they showed me this feature where there was the transcripts and the times it failed was when I said look at this tree instead of look and tell me or look and something.
Oh,
And
interesting.
that that subtlety, because it was kind of smart in so many other ways, I thought it would be able to understand look at and look and in the same way, but it didn't. It was, yeah. So I think that was a stumbling block for me. I complained about it and then figured and actually understood it in the user session.
Yeah, so then I see if I were in your shoes and I couldn't get that to work, then I might just put the glasses down altogether and just think, oh, I'll just wait until it's improved. So then for you, when you did hit that roadblock before you had the focus group, were you just like, oh, I'll just play around with it in other ways and you just keep going and keep trying and keep following your curiosity? Is that how that works?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, I stuck mainly to the Bluetooth speaker part, and then I would try several times. So yeah, it was a bit frustrating, I think. But the nice thing, I guess the optimistic thing was that they kept updating that, giving updates because it was early access. And so I said, oh, maybe it'll work this time after the other updates. And so I kind of, yes, stuck to it a little bit in that way too. I think,
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
that's a bit of
And
a
is there anything else about uh your focus group experience or your one-on-one that you thought was interesting that you'd like to share?
Mhm. Well, I guess that the other fun part about it was they're going to give me a $75 gift cert. So that's always kind of icing on the cake with it. So I would encourage anyone who wants to do, yeah, user study group things to, yeah, just try it and put on your product designer thinking cap when you do it too. And this will stretch your product design muscles.
Oh, great. Great. Well, this is a good chat. And yeah, I'm trying to think at the moment where I was like, oh, yeah, I can see myself buying this. And I think it's like that idea that you can wear them and, listen to podcasts and things like that. And, if you're wearing glasses anyway, so I do wear glasses, you may as well have them be smart glasses. I might be a bit picky about the design though. So do they
Yeah.
have different frames?
They do have two different frames. I had this one that is slightly kind of round and curvier, and then a more rectangular one. So, and I think they have, um, they have all kinds of different colors. the ones with transitions are unfortunately a bit more boring, but the ones that are pure sunglasses come with like a little transparency. You can see the innards of the PC board and things like that. So there's a bit of geek cool in it. And then the other ones that are like bright yellow and things like that, different colors.
Oh,
Huh.
fun. And then are they pretty lightweight or because I know VR goggles are really heavy.
Yeah, the VR goggles are heavy. These are pretty, I think they're slightly heavier than regular glasses. The frames are a bit thicker. That's about the biggest issue. But when you wear them, I don't feel any difference.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. And then I guess yeah, just start things start popping up and I'm just thinking of using it traveling and it being able to translate signs and things. Does
Yeah,
it do
yeah,
that now?
that could be. Yeah, I'm excited about trying that. Translating the signs, or I don't know whether if they could come out with an app to like listen to the translation and tell it to me like an agent or something like that. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Like pretending like I'm a little James Bond or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
maybe it's something where you know, like what is it, Cyrano with dates, if you feel like you're on a first date and you're awkward, you could have your it could
Yeah.
tell you, it could listen and give you suggestions for what to say so that you can come
What?
across more confident.
Like, yeah, yeah, kind of like, yeah, that could be pretty cool. Really Black
Interviews. Or
Mirror-ish cool.
I wonder, will students be able to use it to cheat on exams? And are
Oh,
teachers aware
yeah,
of this?
yeah. That could be another big, yeah. Technology, yeah, opens so many new possibilities, right? So, yeah. Huh.
Oh, well, this is great. It was great to learn about this. And yeah, let me know next time you have a focus group. I'd love to learn about that experience also.
Okay, yeah, and thanks so much for just being a sport and doing this. Really appreciate it. I would of course if you want me to kind of be questioning you or just brainstorming, I'm definitely up for it too. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, totally. Do you want to stop the recording or
yeah, okay.
um,
Mm.